Taren Trainiac. She is a frosty one today. Welcome to this week's endurance adventure. As usual, if there are any sections of the video that you want to skip ahead to, check out the timestamps in the description below. I want to put in a really quality bike focused week here because getting up close to that 8 to 10 week period where I wanted to build up my FTP to 300 watts, and after last week doing a hard ride where I felt good and kind of retrained the interval power, I want to build on that this week and see what we can do. Now my wife, No Triathlon Kim, NTK, and I have been hitting the kettlebells pretty hard, and we just smashed them on Saturday. So today, to start the week, just doing a 1 hour really easy ride. Then tomorrow I'll hit it hard with some intervals again. Then Wednesday, 1 hour of heavy strength. Thursday, 30-minute Zwift ride with the team. All are welcome, 9 a.m. Central Time. You all should come. It's open to everyone. And I'll do a 30-minute light kettlebell workout later Thursday in the afternoon. 1 hour easy run on Friday. 2 hour easy ride on Saturday. And then end it off with a 75 to 90 minute run with a running crew on Sunday. Something that was said in a video last week while I was talking about how I'm trying to get back down to my fighting weight and maybe potentially see my abs again. People were saying, Taren, you're overcomplicating it. It's really just calories in, calories out. Well, yes, I agree, but there is a huge part of the calories out aspect of that that a lot of people are not talking about, that I think are discrediting a lot of the hard work and efforts and maybe frustrations that you have with trying to lose weight. And we got to talk about that. So once I get through that, once I get back home and toasty back up, we'll get into that. So I got a little distracted yesterday. It's Tuesday now. Mondays have turned into a really busy day because we have so much going on with me not doing a vlog for the past year. I haven't really shared with you, but we now have an editorial team with an editorial director, 2 writers, and a copy editor. So I meet with them on Monday. NTK has been working on getting the ambassador program out and up, and she is going to be the director of Trainiac Happiness, so in charge of that team. In addition to that, we've got a new SEO team, and then we'll create articles with the editorial team to help people, because right now if people search for triathlon on YouTube, they'll find us. If they search for triathlon on podcasts, they'll find us. If you search for triathlon in Amazon for books, they'll find us. If you search for us on Google, probably not going to find us. So we want to work on that to help people and meet you where you tend to look for information. So yesterday was just meeting to meeting to meeting to meeting. I also went in for a 3-week checkup on the surgery on my back. I'll show you a picture of a gnarly scar that I'm gonna have. It'll be better than that, but good thing women dig scars, right? So I've got right now just a ripper of a workout that we're gonna do. And this is like the key session here. This is getting up to 350 watts. It's called Legs Will Scream. I imagine the legs won't be the only thing screaming. Done. Oh, so good to finish a workout that at the start not feeling great about, but just keep pushing through it and thinking like, all right, one more rep. Can you do one more? Can you do one more? Just kept at the start thinking, yeah, like I got one more. I can definitely do one more. And before you know it, I was putting out big peaks at the end. I'll show you. Those 2 peaks there at the end were up into like the 430, 450 watts range. right at the very end as I'm most tired. I want to stand up and get out of the saddle for the final 10 seconds of the last 6 intervals because road riding season is coming up, and this year I want to see if triathlon racing doesn't pan out, which looks a little iffy, which is why we're bringing in all other different forms of racing on our training app, because I'm going to focus on cycling. So I need to make sure that I've got a big pop at the end so I can maybe see if I can nab a few sprints. So what I tried at the end there was a sprinting technique. We just had Mandy Marquardt, who is a track cyclist for USA, who has diabetes and manages it while being on the USA team. And she said in our podcast, there's a big technique to the big surge of power that they do in track cycling. What I did for the first 2 of those final 6 stand-up points was I just sprinted and let my legs do all the work. But then for the final few, what I did was I figured like, well, it must be something about leverage. So I pulled with each pedal stroke, getting leverage to pull the leg up. And what ended up happening was like instantly, boom, the power shot up to, I think the max power was over 500 watts. Like I beat the erg mode. All right. 2 days later, I finally get around to showing you what I want to show you here. It has been busy. We have a lot going on, a lot of good things, a lot of things. So you know when fitness influencers say, well, it's just as simple as calories in, calories out. Yes, it is that simple, but it's also not that simple, because what that leads a lot of people to believe is that it's literally just willpower. And unless you are as fit as those fitness influencers, you don't have enough willpower to lower your calories enough to be fit like them. But here's the thing about it that they are ignoring. Now, it is as simple as, let's say, calories in and then calories out. Now, if you have a calorie deficit, you are going to lose weight. But here's the thing that is totally missed with all this. Let's say you go in and you are at the start of losing a bunch of weight, and you go into one of those base metabolic rate calculators that calculates that in an average day, your average calories out with day-to-day life with all of your exercise is something like 3,000. So then what you end up saying is, all right, well, I am going to take in less than 3,000 calories. I am going to go, and usually the number is somewhere around 500 calories less per day to lose weight. So let's say you go to 2,500 calories. Now, here's where it gets a little wonky. You know how in The Biggest Loser, all of these people, they go to the ranch and they just lose piles and piles of weight. But if you've ever looked at the follow-up, the vast majority of those people gain back all of that weight, if not more. Or maybe you have tried to lose weight and you lose a little bit, but then you gain back more. And then the next time when you try to do the same thing, you can't lose the weight anymore. Here's why. They actually studied those people in The Biggest Loser to look at this circumstance. And what they saw was the calories that people in The Biggest Loser were expected to go down because they have less body weight. They would expect that their calories out would then all of a sudden only be 2,800. Their body would slow down because they don't have all of that mass to throw around, so they don't need to put out as many calories. So they would expect that base metabolic rate to be 2,800. But what actually happened was the body slowed down all the way down to 2,300 calories. And then when the person is taking in the 25, all of a sudden it's more. It's a calorie surplus. That's why the weight is coming back on. Now you might say, all right, well, okay, I'll try to fix this. I'll eat more. I'll try to get this 2,300 back up to 3,000, and then I'll go back down to the 2,500, and that's going to fix things. Well, what they actually found was that in some cases it took as much as 6 years for this 2,300 to come back up to the 3,000. Hence, the yo-yo, the up, the down, the constant struggle with trying to lose weight. Now, of course, you can go and then continue to make it calories in, calories out, and you can then go down below the 2,300 calories to continue losing weight, or go down to 2,300 calories to then maintain your weight. But it just keeps getting harder and harder, and what ends up happening is your brain is eventually going to override your willpower, and you aren't going to be able to control yourself. You will eat insatiably. In my experience, that's kind of what happened to me. Why I was underfueling myself and why my metabolism slowed down from what we can see is because I have a Clostridium difficile infection. I wasn't absorbing as many calories or nutrients as I needed, so my body just slowed down and slowed down and slowed down. And what I experienced was just unreal cravings. I would eat, 30 minutes later, I would be hungry again. And I would last for maybe 2-3 days where I was like, all right, okay, I'm not gonna overeat. I'm not gonna overeat. And then we are far more emotion than rationality. So eventually it would just come back and I'd eat and I'd eat and I'd eat and I could not control it. And that is not something that I believe that you can control or really should have to control with willpower. That's torture. So all of these people that just say, well, it's just calories in, calories out. Yeah, like that's simple math, but practically speaking, that's not what people are going to experience. That's not what you're going to experience. And all of those calories in, calories out people are just going to make you feel guilty for having cravings, for wanting to get fit, but not being able to because of maybe you've tried calorie restriction in the past and it slowed down your metabolism. Maybe you've exercised way too much in the past and your metabolism has slowed down. Maybe you've tried intermittent fasting in the past. Maybe you have a stomach infection or something going on in your body that is not allowing you to absorb all of these nutrients, and it's going to make it harder and harder, almost impossible for you to lose weight. Calories in, calories out, factually, yes, is true. I agree with you. It's ignoring that we aren't a spreadsheet where it's just like, well, here's what I am burning and here's what I can take in, and then I'm gonna go a little bit less than that, and it's as simple as that, and then we all have abs and we look freaking jacked. If it was as simple as that, we would all be jacked, but it's not as simple as that. So what I'm getting at with this is that A, don't feel guilty if you have a hard time losing weight. B, don't torture yourself thinking that you just have to constantly lower and lower and lower and lower calories. And C, understand that it is really hard. And D, know that I'm gonna try to be here for you as much as I can as I am working through this when I was a victim to not realizing how much my metabolism was slowing down and how it got away from me. So I'll also be there for you, trying to share with you what I can as I try to get back up to here so that I can get fit again. And I'm here for you, people. Having abs is really nice, but it's harder than a lot of people think. All right, on to good news. Tomorrow, I have something really, really cool planned. It's like free speed on the bike. So we got the team training at group ride here, the Thursday morning, 9 a.m. Central Time, open to all, come join. What we're gonna do here is, after this ride, I'm gonna do some sprint efforts. And Mandy Marquardt, who is a USA team track cyclist who we did a podcast with, is going to give me tips on my sprint technique, because we did a podcast with her and she said, well, I have a very sprint-focused technique. And I was like, a sprint-focused technique, you say? Because it looks like triathlon racing around the world might be a little iffy, I want to focus on cycling this year, seeing what I can do. It's the only sport of the three that I've probably got a little bit of natural talent in. So I want to do some road cycling races, which always end in a sprint. So I got to work on my sprint technique and, I guess, sprint engine and power. So we're gonna see what Mandy has to say for me after the ride. Well, that was awful. It was 4 times 3 minutes at 5% over FTP, and I forgot that it was also at 65 cadence for some serious leg strength. Legs burned a lot there. Ooh. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I am going to film from a few angles my sprint technique, and then we're gonna send it over to Mandy, and then she's gonna send a little clip saying like, dude, A, lose some weight, B, get your shirt together. So That'll be fun.
Mandy Marquardt here, track sprint cyclist for the USA Cycling National Team, and I am pumped here to see Taren on Swift. He has slowed down this video, and it's awesome because you can see right here, starting with his feet, he really does a good job with tracking through the pedal stroke. You do not want to be pointing in a sprint. You want to track right through to have full momentum going right through the pedal, and he does a really good job there. You really want to think about your core also being tight, a little bit of bend in the elbows, whether you're in a tri position or a road position or on a Peloton, you really want to think about having a little bit of bend in the elbows, or you will be very flexy. Here he slows down the video for me, and I think he does a really good job here. He's putting full force right into the pedal. It's a lot different than, versus being outside. You're having the bike move around, and here on the trainer, it's hard. But you really want to think about having a tight core and driving right through the pedals. And, a little bit his knee tracks in, so you want to make sure cleat position is very, very important. So you want to have a great bike fit. And, here he has a really great bend in the elbows. You don't want to be too straight when you're sprinting. And he does a really good job, bringing his body into motion forward and sprinting. You want to make sure you have a tight core, and that's really the gist of having a really great sprint, is a tight core and also really good hip mobility, because you want to make sure you're driving all that energy and power right into the pedals, and Taren does a great job. Taren, really good job. That was awesome. I hope you all enjoyed this. It's been so much fun. I really enjoy sprinting, specifically track sprinting. And yeah, I'm really curious actually, Taren, what was your wattage? We're going to race someday on the track. It's going to happen for sure.
We're heading off to do the first day of kettlebell strength workouts. So what we have is 48 30-minute kettlebell strength workouts that we're going to put into our training app, and we are doing the video production. I mean, it's one thing to do YouTube videos and talk to yourself, but have like us be the camera crew, and then athletes and instructors and lighting. Ooh, let's see how this goes. Your thoughts?
Very exciting. I'm glad I don't have to do it.
What do you mean? You're the producer. You're the key grip.
No, I mean, I'm glad I don't have to do the kettlebells.
Oh, you're the key grip, though.
No, that's fine.
Or the best boy.
I'm the best girl.
Well, 4 down, 49 to go.
That's a lot of kettlebells.
That is a lot of kettlebells.
Good thing we're not doing them.
Yeah. I got tired just sitting there.
Me too. Pushing the camera button is hard.
What do you think?
I'm into it, as
Greg's
you would
good.
say. I'm into it.
Into it. That was a pistol of a bunch of workouts.
Oh.
All right, guys. Come, let's sit. We have good morning talks out here. So I got some messages over the past week that, they happen all the time. At this point, it's like water off a duck's leather pants. No big deal. But it made me think about what all of you are going through. If you are a new athlete, as like us being in spring right now, there's a lot of new athletes. A lot of new athletes are just starting to think about going through the process of doing something special, doing something super challenging, maybe getting fit for the first time. And what is going to happen, what I guarantee is going to happen to you, is that people who you thought were your friends are all of a sudden not going to be happy for you. They're going to try to bring you down for this new passion that you've got, this new success that you are experiencing. And it's going to feel like you should feel guilty about it. You're going to feel like you should feel bad for you're abandoning them or not spending time with them or having different wants and desires than them. When I first started getting into, holy jeez, look at Pete go. When I first started thinking about getting healthy, I would go out to the lake where the culture was, hey, let's all get drunk for 3 days in a row and then go back home to work. Well, I wanted to go out there and ride bikes and run and do intervals and get my workouts in. Well, people made fun of me. And then there was actually one friend who, the second I stopped coming out to the bar every single Friday and Saturday night because I wanted to get up the next day and do my workouts, he started saying, well, you're abandoning all your friends. You can come out, you don't have to drink. I'm like, yeah, how much fun is it to go to a loud bar, not drink, and sip water and watch everyone else get wasted for 5 hours and have to be there until 2 in the morning so that I have to get up at 6 a.m. while he gets to sleep until noon. And I would say, hey, I'm not abandoning you. I'm still your pal. Why don't we get together? Why don't we get the girls together and we'll have dinner one day, or we'll go for a dog walk, or we'll go for a run or something like that, because he was himself a fit guy. But it was, no, you have to come out to the bar. That's how the boys hang out. And I thought we were all cool. I invited him to our wedding. I thought it was all great. We still went to the lake when I would invite people out to the cabin when we had a cabin. But then he, after a number of times of saying, well, you don't come out to the bar, so I don't even know if you're my friend anymore, actually didn't even invite me to his wedding. We didn't even have a fight. The only fight was that I wouldn't come out to the bar, and he disavowed me as a friend because of that, because I wanted to be healthier than staying out twice a week till 2 in the morning drinking. I wanted to get up and go for a run or a bike ride. What I catch a lot of flack about online is that I have this studio that is this dream pain cave, and a full fleet of Canyon bikes that are provided to me, and a Master Spa's swim spa that I swim in, a wall of sponsors whose products I support because I love them. And what these people say, and in a lot of cases it's people that 6 years ago when I first started out, they were saying, hey, what you're doing is great. And I see the exact same people now sending me hate and spreading hate online because they say that what I'm doing with all this stuff doesn't relate to the age grouper anymore, and it's not how I started out and that I've sold out. Well, if that's what they think, they're completely missing the point. Don't age groupers want to get better in their races? Don't age groupers want to move up from that entry-level bike that I had, the road bike with clip-on aero bars, to a dream bike? Don't age groupers want to have a dream space that they can make their own and get all of their training in regardless of weather or pool closures or what's going on in the world? Isn't that what we all want? We want to progress in life. I am progressing in my journey as an endurance athlete, just like all of you want to. And the whole message that I want to send is, whether it is your business life, your career, triathlon, your fitness in general, or the swag and the gear that you've got, shoot for that progress. Take a step every single day to get that progress and become the person that you want to be. And for other people to try to make you feel guilty because you are trying to be that person that you want to be, they're doing what they're doing because it either makes them jealous outright, or it makes them feel uncomfortable because you are doing or you have things that they can't themselves fathom going through that process of working hard to do and get those things that you are achieving. So if you start achieving things that is making other people uncomfortable, you shouldn't feel uncomfortable. It's going to create a little bit of friction at the start, but long term, don't feel like you are doing anything wrong by trying to be a better version of yourself. And in the process, you know what? For every one of those people that is becoming jealous of you, that you are offending, that you are selling out, you know what? There's probably 20 people who are admiring what you're doing, so keep doing it.
What do you say to that, Pete? Huh? Just go hard in the paint, man. Just go hard in the paint.
Or just do what you love. I love sniffing the grass, so just keep doing it. Word up, dogs. If you aren't already subscribed and you love triathlon content, hit the subscribe button below. Later, Trainiacs.